I've worked with domestic violence for a lot of years, but the programs have always been very restrictive or just kind of didn't make sense. So this lab actually gives me an opportunity to say, what is out there that's abstract in thinking and process that might possibly work?
This is the Delta Lab. This is the third lab of our series of labs. We named it Delta because Delta is a place where different rivers meet. And so over the course of the past couple of labs, the fellows have been focused and they have been engaged in a lot of divergent thinking. And we were hoping to use this lab to really get them to converge around specific user groups and around specific sectors that were gonna be promising when it comes to DV prevention over the course of the next 30 years.
So what we sat through this morning was a 2 to 3 hour presentation on domestic violence research. A lot of it focused primarily on physical violence.
And we were asked to apply a life course framework analysis to the issue of domestic and family violence. And what we did in this work is we synthesized a very large amount of research.
One of the things that really stood out to me was the effectiveness of restraining orders, which is something that I deal with primarily. To me, it was just surprising to see that they're really not that effective.
Until we get men involved and men caring about the problem of domestic violence, we won't see a lot of movement on a national level. And so for me, extrapolating that data and sharpening my own sword and getting better at my craft is what I hope to achieve.
I think that there was a lot of different perspectives on what we all viewed in today's presentation with our speaker.
It was enlightening in that, I've heard all this, but I haven't seen the data, and it's like, so now to be able to see the data. But to me, he's presented data that seemed to be more focused on a broader population, and that it was not, for me, focused enough.
This lab, we shifted it a little bit. The fellows gave us some feedback, and then we were able to shift the rest of the afternoon so that they were able to talk a little bit more about their own experiences, where they were coming from on a personal level and a professional level, and to sort of throw out user groups that they were interested in. And what was really interesting about that is there was much more convergence around the user groups and around the kinds of groups that we want to focus on than had been anticipated.
One of the things I heard from our discussion this morning is that we might actually get a chance to test something out. So I'm really hoping that we get to figure out the user and then go test our prototype out.